Facebook, Twitter, text messages, could they be a growing threat to our justice system? That's right. Your right to a fair trial could be at the mercy of what they call social media. Chris Sadeghi has more on how the times are changing at the courthouse.
When you're sitting in this jury box, you have a duty to the system. But with smartphones and internet at our fingertips, jurors are getting a little bit punchy. Entire cases have been blown because of it. Still, this new nuisance is spurring innovation that could alter the system. 100 years ago, it was don't read the paper. Later, it was avoid the radio. Then, don't watch the news. The purpose? To make sure juries only consider evidence in the courtroom. But now, jurors have easy access to social media, and they could be tipping the scales of justice.
The ignorance of intelligent people over the implications of use of the internet are just shocking.
Ignorance and the internet can be a dangerous combination. Like in Arkansas, where a juror in a civil trial bragged on Twitter about giving away $12 million of someone else's money. That mistake led to an appeal. Or how about young Hadley Johns in Michigan, who just couldn't wait to tell a defendant that she was guilty, a decision she made on her Facebook status before the trial was even over. But neither of those compares to the disaster in Florida last year when 8 weeks were flushed down the drain in a federal drug case after the judge found out 9 jurors were using the internet to get information they weren't getting through the testimony.
Never crossed their mind that they were doing something improper.
Doug Keene is a trial consultant in Austin and says it's happening all over. Jurors want answers, and these days we look to the internet. And that's a new battle judges are having to fight.
I specifically now mention Facebook and Twitter.
In Travis County, Judge Charles Baird saw it happening and tried to jump ahead of the curve. He's now changed his juror instructions. The old way of simply telling them to not visit a crime scene is outdated.
With the advent of Google Map, all they have to do is type in the location.
Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, email, text, instant messaging.
Deborah Hawley was one of those jurors who followed those instructions of Judge Baird's court, but admits there were legal terms and definitions that she wanted to research.
Very tempting. You know, just hit that little search button and Google it up.
You can't do that, but Deborah's solution is an idea that more judges are catching on to.
I would like to be able to ask questions.
It's rare, but becoming more and more common in civil cases. Judges are giving the jury a chance to ask the questions. Attorneys didn't.
It's being seen as a progressive jury innovation.
It fits the idea of community participation, according to Keene, who thinks if done the right way, could produce better results.
There are controls over that to make it less outrageous. In fact, I think make it sometimes much more relevant.
Baird says juror interactivity may fly on the civil side, but when it comes to criminals,
they are no longer impartial arbiters of the fact, but now are advocates for one side or the other.
And the judges we talked to say most jurors take their duty very seriously. Still, as the courtroom and technology collide, those that mix the two could be costing taxpayers dollars and also risk facing their own punishment. At the Travis County Courthouse, Chris Sadeghi, KXAN, Austin News.